It's my sophomore year at Boston College, and I am furiously training for my first marathon. I'm trying to follow this program that I have taped above my dorm room desk, and I'm trying to check off and follow each day as it's written. At the time, I was going through kind of a sad, weird time. My college girlfriend just broke up with me, and I had just left the sailing team. And after years of being sunburned and salt sprayed since I was basically 8 years old, living on a boat, leaving the team was a big deal. So when I saw this opportunity to sign up and run the Boston Marathon, a race I also grew up watching as a kid, I knew I needed this. So I get this training program, I print it out, I lovingly tape it on the wall right above my dorm room desk, and I treat it like the written word, and failure is not an option. But I'm soon running around Boston, and I'm running to places I've never run before. I'm running along the Charles River, and it doesn't matter that it's an icy January day, the wind is cutting through me, I've got snot frozen on my face. I'm loving it because I know I'm on this very cool path to be a marathon runner. I'm planning to go out 6 miles and then back 6 miles, all on the Boston Marathon course. But about 4 miles in, my Achilles that was bothering me a little bit earlier in the week starts to get a little sharper, and I'm a little worried. So I stop to try to stretch it out, and I think, you know what, I'm gonna turn back early just to be a little cautious. And this is my first deviation of the plan, so I'm already worried in my head, oh my God, I'm not able to do this full 12-mile run. I'm not gonna get the benefits. What's gonna happen to my ability to do these longer runs later on? I start running back. After about 3 minutes of running, this sharpness returns, and then it starts to get worse. I can't even run at all without hobbling. So I resolve to have to walk back 4 miles to my dorm. And I'm just thinking, am I done? Is this it for me? Am I gonna have to quit something else? I was just starting to have a lot of fun meeting these other runners and running together on the weekends. They're all gonna advance and I'm gonna be left behind. It wasn't a good place for me at all, but I couldn't pout for too long. I had to go home, I had to pack my bag, I stuffed my run shoes in my bag, hoping that I could potentially do this 12-mile run the day after or the day after that, but I had to go on a flight to Colorado for spring break. So I get to Colorado, and it turns out that I can't run at all for the entire week. But fortunately, I can ski and I can hike, so I put all my energy into skiing as hard as I can and staying on the mountain as long as possible. When I finally got back to Boston, I was exhausted from a week on the mountain. I was pretty nervous that I'd probably lost fitness from my running, and I was unsure if I could hop back into training, especially to hit this upcoming 15-mile run. And I knew that if I couldn't hit that 15-mile run, if my Achilles flared up again, my Boston Marathon dreams would really start to be over. So I start with some shorter runs, far from the prescribed miles that are checked off on the program, but at this point I didn't care. I just wanted to run without feeling like I was limping. And so it gave me a little bit of hope that coming into Sunday at this big 15-mile run, I've never run that far ever, that I could at least start it and see what would happen. So I lace up to meet my running group, scarf down a quick instant oatmeal breakfast, I grab my water bottle, and I head out the door. I get down to the group, we start off running, and the group is in pretty high spirits. You know, for me, I'm just not talking very much. I'm just really hoping that my Achilles doesn't go beyond that dull ache. But by mile 6, I realized I've temporarily forgotten about my Achilles. Like, it's almost not there. I'm laughing with the group, I'm getting pulled into the group run, I'm feeling the sun, and I'm really starting to enjoy myself. 11 miles in, and now the run really starts to get harder. So I slam a gel, I drink some water, and I resolve to stay with the group on this next hill. And we finally finish the last mile at our fastest pace of the entire run. Words cannot describe the levels of relief and adrenaline coursing through my body as I made it and my body stayed together. So yes, my Boston dreams are still very much alive, but something clicks in my head and I all of a sudden don't feel as worried or stressed about that entire row of workouts that I missed altogether and left unchecked. I can now say this emphatically, being forced to cross-train by skiing and hiking that week saved my running career. If I had stayed home and tried to train my way through that injury, I would have never made it to the race, which ended up being absolutely amazing and is probably the reason why I'm a running coach today talking to you all right now. That 15-mile run was the day I realized that sometimes taking a step backwards is the best way to take a step forward in your training. And training programs really are meant to be used as a guide and not to be followed exclusively no matter what. Look, it's not always easy to know what to adjust and when, and there's always new problems to tackle, but I've learned to really trust this process of listening to myself and develop a tool set of knowing what to adjust and when. And this is what we call earn your miles work. But look, trying to follow a plan too closely is nowhere close to the end of running mistakes I've made. Even leading up to Boston, that first marathon, I didn't warm up very well. I had problems with run form that I didn't even realize. My shoe choice wasn't the best, and I didn't realize a lot of this stuff till later. So knowing what I know now, I've then put a video together, the top 10 running mistakes you're probably still making. It might raise an eyebrow or two. It's playing over here. You should definitely go check it out. Meanwhile, guys, I'm gonna keep filming, enjoying this day. I hope you enjoyed my story. You keep running and earning your miles. I'll see you in that video.